Chapter 25. Once again, Joey called his brother after having a concerning dream. This time, the dream was more straightforward. All it involved was the man in leather leading him back to the woods. Once they reached the same area as the first dream, the man's body began to mutate and rot until he was looking at the very creature that had been causing so many problems. Waking up to this realization, calling JJ was paramount. The phone rang twice before his brother answered. "I'm 20 minutes out," JJ answered immediately. "Please hurry," Joey said. "I will, bro." JJ hung up. Joey got dressed and rushed to the living room where Todd and Jane were seated. Neither of them looked like they got any sleep. "No word from East?" he asked. Jane shook her head. "We called the police. They said they'd send an officer as soon as they could." "Things are crazy," Todd said. "They're saying 3 people were killed down at the morgue. Guys, how much do you know about what's going on?" Joey asked. Todd and Jane didn't answer, but they were intrigued. "This thing that's killing people, it's not human. I don't know what East told you, but it's not some crazy person. It killed those kids East fought at school. It tried to kill him, and when he fought back, it killed Jeff. Ever since then, East has been hunting it, and I think it's hunting him too." East woke up in the mud, bruised, broken, and naked. His body was covered in cuts from the impact of that tree. He felt a slight pain in his chest, possibly a broken rib. As he stood back up, he looked at the tree he hit after being thrown. There was a trail of blood, torn skin, and broken branches. He looked over at the treehouse, now with a human-sized hole on the side. He slowly climbed up that ladder and back into the treehouse. Inside, he saw no sign of Rusty or the creature, just their clothes. He didn't speak or even think to himself. He already knew what he was going to do. He grabbed his jeans, boots, and trench coat, not even bothering to put on his shirt. He walked over to the box of his old karate gear and opened it. His sai was still where he put them. They were the only weapons he had on hand. That thing took Rusty, and he was going to kill it. JJ and his friends arrived at the Miller's house at 1:45. "Keep the guns in the Hummer," he told Bubba. "Let me talk to them." They all climbed out and followed him to the front door, where he knocked 3 times. Joey answered in a hurry. "Well, thank God, come in." They entered the house where Todd and Jane were waiting. "I already told them everything," he continued. "Could you get us up to speed?" Bubba asked. Joey began. "This thing has killed about 20 people in the past month." "What is it?" JJ asked. "All I know is that it used to be a person. Something happened, and it turned into this thing that survives off flesh and organs of whatever it kills. It was hibernating for God knows how long, but now it's awake, and it's hunting." "What is it hunting? What does it want?" JJ asked. "It wants our son," Todd answered. "Why the hell would it want him?" Bubba asked. "I don't know," Joey said. "Maybe because East was the only one who fought back and this thing took it personally. Fuck, I don't know." "Where's East?" JJ asked. "We don't know," Jane said. "He won't answer his phone. I checked the treehouse. I don't know where else we could find him." "Have you called the cops?" "They're busy," Todd said. "Everything is falling apart." JJ looked at Bubba and his friends. Then he looked back at his family. "Check the treehouse. Call him. Do whatever you can to get a hold of East. We're going to the police station." Without hesitation or questioning, Jane, Todd, and Joey took out their phones in one last desperate attempt to contact East. Todd walked out into the backyard to head for the treehouse while he had his phone to his ear, intending to check it again while East's phone rang. He reached the back deck when he heard the faint tone from a distance. "What the hell?" He looked out into the woods. He took a few steps closer when he recognized the tone. It was East's phone. Todd didn't even take the time to consider the possibilities. He turned back to the house to call to the others. "Guys, I think I found East!" He started to run to the back gate, but stopped when a cold chill crawled up his spine. From above the trees, dark clouds crawled over the skies. Blood-red eyes shot through the darkness of the woods before he even saw his son. The others soon arrived, with Jane immediately running after the back gate. But Todd stopped her. Wait. "But that's our son," she protested. Todd gestured back to the woods. By now, they could all see East as he opened the gate and walked past his family. He merely glanced at them, revealing the red tint in his eyes. Jane finally realized what Todd was trying to tell her. That wasn't her son anymore. East walked through the house, ignoring Spazzy and Coco. Joey tried to follow. He made it to the kitchen and called out, "East, I think I know where that thing is." East stopped. He turned back to face his cousin, giving him a look that made him shiver. He then walked out the front door, got in his truck, and drove off. So many people were at the station and not enough officers to tend to each of them. And they all came with the same complaint. A bloody handprint found somewhere on their property. Each person either had a loved one, a pet, or livestock. Upon seeing said handprint, they came to the police station looking for answers. Watching Carl upon his arrival, Jerry thought he was going to have an aneurysm. "How many people?" he asked. "I'd say about 20, Jerry said. "God damn it." Each one of them had a loved one taken by that thing. Carl didn't say anything else. There wasn't anything he could say that would make this any better. Things were made even worse when he saw Andre and Tim making their way inside. "Damn it," he thought. "We have enough problems." Both men walked in unison as they approached the officers. Carl and Jerry met them halfway in hopes to dissuade them. "Chief, what the hell's going on?" Andre asked. "Gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, you two are free to go," Carl said, trying to steer them away. "Chief, with all due respect, I think you need our help more than ever," Tim said. "Listen, you two helped us bring this thing down. We thank you, but the last thing that this town needs is 2 more vigilantes taking the law into their own hands," Jerry said. Before the 4 of them could argue any further, they stopped, Carl being the first. He felt the temperature drop and a chill crawl up his spine. Taking a glance out the window, he saw the morning sunlight fade away. He looked at the others. It appears they felt it too. It wasn't just them. Everyone in the station could feel it too. What the hell? Carl looked around for the source of this feeling. He found it in East, standing in the center of the police station. Everyone watched him as he approached the chief, keeping their distance. "What can we help you with?" Carl asked. Try not to let his voice tremble. He could see the red in his eyes as they glared into his soul.
"You want to find that thing?"
East asked. Carl didn't answer. East looked at Jerry, then Tim, and finally Andre. "What are you doing?" he finally asked. Judging by East's behavior, he knew the boy had intentions of some kind.
"That thing took Rusty. I'm going to kill it and get her back."
"Where exactly is it?" Carl asked.
"It's hidden somewhere in the woods behind my house. You can either help me or stay the hell out of my way."
East turned and left the station. Every cop and civilian stood there, dumbfounded. Carl couldn't stop thinking of those eyes staring at him. They gave him a familiar feeling of terror. For a split second, he thought the past was repeating itself until he heard those words. "That thing has Rusty," East said. All that was on his mind was getting his girl back. "Chief?" Jerry asked. Carl didn't answer. Instead, he walked to the armory. Jerry followed in confusion. "I better not regret this," Carl muttered. "Carl, what are you doing?" Carl grabbed a shotgun and started loading it. "Last time I stood by, a lot of kids died. I'm not letting that happen again. Now grab a fucking gun." He left the armory as Jerry grabbed another shotgun. Carl returned to the officers and civilians, their eyes glued to him and his weapon. "We leave in 5 minutes," he told the fellow officers. "Take what you need." The other officers got up and went to the armory. Carl looked at the other men and women standing around. "For those of you that want to leave, go home and lock your doors. Everyone else, you're hereby deputized. Grab your guns and meet us at 1864 Oakland Drive."